somebody I saw at a karaoke bar recently that had a cowboy hat, and he actually annoyed me by trying to correct me on how to say the name of the airport around here. He said, "Why don't you just say the airport?" It's like, because a lot of people say MSP Airport around here. Even the signs pointing you there say MSP Airport. Yeah, I don't enjoy people who try to correct me when I don't need to be. Yeah, that's kind of a known sequitur. All right, now for the regularly scheduled jokes. Always something happening in my life, which is better than the alternative, of course. This weekend, I went to the Jesse James Festival in Northfield. I like doing that annual thing. I've done that for a while. Because I'm a history major and I like collecting buttons, and festival buttons are cheap. And I get postcards there too, but since I've been there before, I have to be careful on trying not to get a postcard I already have. So I only got 2 this time. Confident that I didn't have either one just yet. But unfortunately, the lasting impression I'll have of being at the Jesse James Festival was all of the bees, because I guess the food and drink was attracting bees. And that was why, when I was young, one time at Iowa State Fair, I said, I don't want any root beer, because the bees were attracted to the root beer stand. And after a while, one year, they just took over with their big swarm. It wasn't this bad, but sometimes it was bad enough by some of the trash bins, or even somebody who left a can of A&W root beer on a ledge. Yeah, I don't want to touch that. One of them almost flew right into my ear. I could hear it. It's like, no, shoo. I had no choice but to deal with them while I was in line trying to get food, but after that, it's like, yeah, I need to be moving on, getting away from bees. And yeah, Jesse James Festival, they have the bank robbery reenactment. That's kind of cool to see, because even though it's blanks, well, you have a feel of what actually happened that day. And then sometimes it's an adventure on getting back home. I was kind of leisurely on getting back home because I didn't have much else to do on Sunday. And one place I stopped at was the Cracker Barrel in Lakeville. I bought a patriotic shirt there when I was in a relationship, because she said, well, people would love it. And I always get comments about that. I guess I should just expect that now. I didn't buy anything this time, but it was kind of cool to see how other people react to seasonal merchandise there. Like a little girl that saw this motion sensor Halloween witch's broom, and she said, I'm afraid of that witch. Little girl, that's not a witch, it's just a broom. I guess she'll learn later on how certain things operate. Yeah, when I was a kid, they had mechanical bulls thanks to the movie Urban Cowboy. We sometimes understand it's just a machine, it's not real. So there was that. And then, yes, I've got 2 number jokes. That makes it easier to remember. I was at another club tonight, and somebody saw this shirt. So, of course, that makes me think of a number joke, Super Bowl 52. And they said, did you work for the Super Bowl? And I told them, no, this is just a cheap shirt I found at JCPenney after the Super Bowl was over. I scooped up a lot of Super Bowl merchandise really cheap. It's kind of like going to Walgreens and buying up their candy after the holiday is over, be it Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and stretching your dollar. That's what wise shoppers do, according to a postage stamp I saw when I was very young. And he said, why did you lie and say you did work for the Super Bowl? Because I don't want to have the reputation of being a compulsive liar. You can't trust compulsive liars. Call me crazy. Eventually, those lies catch up to you. I don't even need to give examples about that. I mean, for those who remember the Enron scandal, that was basically lying to investors. And yet compliance is a dirty word with some people, go figure. They have a short memory about things like Enron. All right, the other number joke, 3. I fielded 3 calls today from agencies. Hopefully I'll be back at work soon, but I don't know yet. As the Richard Marx song said, it don't mean nothing till you sign on the dotted line, and I haven't yet. But more job fairs to go to this week, so fingers crossed on that one. I go on and on about that one, but no need for that. It sucks to be out of work because I've had to cut back on spending a lot, but I've understood priorities a lot more. If that's a good thing, in some way it might be. Yeah, sometimes it's good to pause. All right. Football, yeah. Football is back, yay. But I'm actually more a fan of high school football, college football. I like going to high school football games around here because much like growing up in Iowa, it's cheap. I mean, game ticket, parking, food and drink is all cheap compared to other things that you can do in the metro area. I mean, where else can you do an event for just $5? The game I went to on Friday, it only cost that much to get in. And yet, there was somebody there who was a little worried about me having a notebook and what I was writing down. They actually asked me. And it's like, I pay attention more when I'm watching a football game if I write things down, like how drives ended, intercepted, punt, halftime, whatever. It's like, Yeah, sometimes people are needlessly worried. I think they've watched too many crime dramas if they think that I'm up to no good when I'm just writing things down. It's like journalists write things down in notebooks. Maybe I should have told them I was a journalist and I would shut them up right away. I guess I'll remember that. I do write a blog. Well, I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you, been great.